YouTube, what is going on? Back in my latest video, back in the installment of Speculation Saturday. So I have 3 pops I think you guys should add to your collection today that I think will be future grails. So let's get right into it and get my thoughts. Here we go.
Listen, been in the game for a minute, clocking in because it's time to get down to business. Stunting is a habit, on me I'm good at it. Asking around town, I'm known as the Popsavage.
Alright guys, before we get into this video, please smash that like button down below. Let me know you guys are enjoying these videos, and as always, if you're new to this channel, welcome. The subscribe button down below as well so you're updated for my most recent content, and hit that bell notification so you're alerted as soon as I post a new video. So if it's your first time tuning into this segment, I'd like to try to do every Saturday, talk about the financial side of Funko Pops, whether it's different topics I find interesting or pops I think are going to go up in value over time, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So like I said, I have 3 pops that I think are priced pretty cheaply compared to what I think they will be in the future. All 3 of these are pretty cool, hits different fandoms, and hopefully you guys find these 3 pops interesting. If you're interested in purchasing any of these pops, there is a link in the description box below where you can get $15 off your first order via Whatnot. Definitely helps go towards getting any of these pops. It's your first time using that app. Is where I buy all my Funko Pops and where I'm actually going to try to purchase some of these because I don't have 2 of these pops in the collection, and 1 I actually need to upgrade, and I'll tell you a little bit about that when we get to that pop. And without further ado, let's get into the first one. Alright guys, so the first pop I want to talk about is a pop that was suggested by a viewer in last week's episode. As always, if there is a pop that you guys feel like will be a future grail, has potential to go up in the future, put it in the comment section below and I will always give you guys a shout out. This one comes from Gutierrez for Life 685. Really appreciate you sending over this suggestion. Is one I definitely agree with, and that is the Wolf from Bullet Train. So if you've not seen this movie or do not know who this character is, this character on the movie Bullet Train is played by Bad Bunny. So Bad Bunny is maybe the most popular artist in the world. I think 1 or 2, I think I would say, with him, maybe Ed Sheeran and Taylor Swift and Drake. Definitely in that conversation as far as the biggest artist right now. This right now is the first Bad Bunny Funko Pop. The reason why I think this is a good pickup is I've always stressed my opinion on collecting Funko Pops is to get the first version of the character if it's going to be something that is going to be not overly produced like the Superman, Batman, Wolverine kind of things. I don't think they're going to make too many of these Bullet Train Pops. They're not going to be, it's not a huge movie where they're going to make so many of them, and this is going to be the first Bad Bunny. There is no indication right now that Bad Bunny pops are on the horizon, so I definitely would suggest to get this one just in case they don't make another one, and even if they do, this will be the first one available. I think Bad Bunny is going to have a lot of appeal outside of just music. He does do wrestling, he's doing acting now, so I think he's going to be a star for a long time, and definitely a pop culture icon that I think you guys should pick up right now. I don't know if him being in a movie as opposed to him being like the artist pop is going to make much of a difference, because you see some examples like the B-Rabbit pop. It did go up, obviously it restocked and the values come down a little bit, but that pop is the only M&M pop in existence as of now, and that pop did start to creep up in value. As of right now, this Bad Bunny, or the Wolf pop I should say, is pretty affordable. It's about 20 bucks. You can find it maybe cheaper if you're a little bit patient, or you can probably find it in your local stores. Like I said, this isn't a pop that's going to be picked up so much because that movie I don't think is like the most popular movie. It did have some success, but I don't think people are thinking like the commenter Gutierrez for Life, in the sense that this is going to be the first Bad Bunny pop to pick up. So definitely one I would have on my radar, definitely a sleeper, and definitely one you should add to your collection today before it's too late. Alright guys, so the next pop is one that I have in my collection, but I don't have a box. I'm definitely going to try to pick this up via Whatnot later on, if you guys have not already picked it up already, but that is the Bane from the Batman animated series. So I've talked about this pop in the past maybe, but I do think in general that all of these Batman animated series pops are highly undervalued. This one's only going for about like 20 bucks, around that $22. You can find these very widely available at the moment, but it is vaulted. And I do think that eventually there is going to be a paradigm shift where people are so hyper focused on Marvel right now with the MCU. I don't know if you guys saw, but there was an announcement this week that James Gunn is going to be rebooting the Superman franchise with a new actor for Superman and kind of focusing on his younger days. Now, I didn't suggest Superman because there's just so many Supermen out there and it's hard to know what other characters going to be involved in this reboots, but once I find out more information, I'll give you guys a heads up of what pops you might want to think about as well. But in saying that, I think there is going to be a revitalization of DC Comics movies. And with that being said, I think it's going to be a revitalization of DC stuff in general. And right now, DC stuff, comics, and Funko Pops are way, way underpriced compared to their Marvel counterparts. One of the most popular DC franchises out there still is the Batman animated series, and I think these pops are stuff you want to take a look at. I think I talked about Poison Ivy in the past. I think there's Mr. Freeze, but Bane being one of the most popular characters from that era is definitely one you want to look at only 20 bucks. There are other Banes. There is a one from the movie, the Dark Knight Returns, which is pretty expensive, and I think there is a Day of the Dead one, correct me if I'm wrong, but this one is probably the most iconic looking Bane out there because it's what most people were introduced as Bane in the 90s. And you know, the comic book accurate version of him as well. At 20 bucks, it's very, very affordable. I can see this one doubling in price if we have some momentum just in the DC universe in general, not even anything Bane related. I think these pops are very, very underpriced for what they are. We just had the death of the actor that voiced Batman in the anime series, and it just shows how many people did appreciate and grew up watching that series. So I think there's definitely a fandom behind this, and it's only a matter of time before people start turning their attention to DC stuff. So definitely get this Bane in your collection before it's too late. Alright guys, and last but not least, another pop I don't have but looking to add to my collection at some point because it does fit into my collection is Jessica Rabbit from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So this pop is kind of affordable. You know, so the most expensive pop on this list today is about 50 to 60 bucks. Sometimes you find them for more, but if you're patient and, you know, definitely haggle with, you know, the seller, you can get this one for about 50, 60 bucks. I've seen them sell for that. But she's an iconic character in pop culture in general, not just like a Disney character. She kind of transcends that. They've made multiple products for Jessica Rabbit. Like I think they made a soda. They made maybe like a pin. There's definitely a pin out there and a few other products, but there is only one pop as of now. They did remake a Roger Rabbit for the last con we had, I believe, and that one sold okay. It didn't sell out immediately, but I think it is not available at this point. And there also is a soda for Roger Rabbit as well, so there is still you know, a fandom for Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and I think this Jessica Rabbit, as of now, is the only one we're gonna get. So either way, it's an old one, it is vaulted, and only going for about 50 bucks. I can see that one easily doubling in price once it starts getting in the hands of more collectors. More collectors come into Funko or going to gravitate towards this character. Just a character that a lot of people, men and women, like. Definitely a character I think you should add to your collection. It's one that I don't know how I don't have. I'm gonna have Roger Rabbit up there. You probably can't see it off screen. I do have Judge Doom as well. I used to have Smarty Weasel, but I don't have it anymore. But that set in general is one of the more underrated ones. But Jessica Rabbit, for the price she's at, for the as popular character she is, definitely one I think you should have in your radar. Like I said, it's only 50 bucks now. These kind of pops where they're vaulted, older, and iconic characters like that, once they start selling for like 50 bucks, they kind of tend to shoot up pretty quick. You know, it's gonna start seeing $75 to $100 pretty quick once those pops start to get in the hands of collectors. There's less supply out there, and those pops tend to rise a little bit more quickly than the pops that are newer. So definitely a pop I think you guys should add to your collection before it's too late. So that's all I have you guys today, just those three. As always, like I said, if you're interested in getting on this segment and have a suggestion, drop it down in the comment section below, and I'll always include your comments so you get some love for your suggestions. So thanks as always guys for checking out these videos, supporting this channel. If you're interested in checking out my second channel, I do have a second channel where I do comic books, sport cards, and Pokemon. It's called Savage Breaks. There's a link in the description box below. And if you're interested in checking me out on Instagram, follow me there at ThePopSavage. You can stay connected there too. Thanks again for watching guys. Till next time, I'll see you later.